First off, rest in peace, neighborhood nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building business, it's that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of 3-Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Faith over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave.
What up, everybody? We back. Your favorite pod's favorite pod. And guess what? We got a brand new episode 162. You're here with your favorite guy, Buchanan, Commander Fan Official. Plus, I got my guys with me. Who I got?
You already know who it is. It's your boy Hill. Hill gonna hear regardless, baby. Let's get it.
And you already know who it is. It's your boy, Premature Poppy, Depression Daddy. AJ, Mr. Red Cup, as it is always.
You already know, man.
You don't ever switch colors with the cup?
Nah.
On the set, we don't do nothing around here. We don't do none of that around here. Anytime,
what type time you on?
Yeah, nah, I don't do that.
I like a blue solo, man.
Where they can find us, Hill?
Y'all know y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3-Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3-Man Weave _. We also on YouTube, as you can see, 3-Man Weave. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We also on TikTok and Twitch. 3-Man Weave _. You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. Shouts out. I got on my, let me see how you do that. Yeah. Dad Society, Moms and Dad Society is the shirt that I'm rocking today. Make sure y'all get all your apparel, all your moms, dad, aunties, uncles, your kids. They got stickers, they got everything.
Got some mugs.
You know what I'm saying? You see that right there? Mom and Dad Society, and if you know the logo, the what is that? The name will be in the description. You know what I'm saying? Y'all caught some apparel, y'all can use my promo code. DHill10. That's DHILL10. You know what I'm saying? Mom and Dad Society. Everybody eats. Like I said, moms, dads are dope. Moms are dope. Uncles, aunts, kids. Everybody's dope. It's a family. Like, you know, it takes a village.
Yeah.
Make sure you cop your apparel.
What up, Chris?
What's good, brother?
You know what?
So how we gonna jump this thing off? Where you good fellas want to start?
Man,
well,
look.
we got Go ahead, Cannon. You got it.
I was gonna say you run a point, AJ. This that thing, but look, I see where you're going with it. So everybody knows there's been a lot going on with this Brittany Griner thing, as far as being in Russia, with the hash in her backpack or whatever. So now the new update is the Biden administration has offered to exchange a Russian arms trafficker, Victor
Bout.
Yeah, but I don't think that's correct. Oh, for Americans, Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan. I know they want to trade Paul Whelan, but I don't really know about Victor Bout. You know about him, AJ?
So Victor Bout, he is the Russians arms trafficker that Russia has been trying to basically haggle with America to get back. The holdup has been America hasn't really been wanting to release him, and not necessarily because they don't want to get Brittany Griner back or they don't want to give him up. It's more so you don't want to set that precedent of if you take someone of status from America, that's how you can get them to barter. That's one of the reasons why they say we don't negotiate with terrorists, because now this opens the door and this can set the precedent for, people making it tough for America, Americans of status when they go overseas. America didn't want to give up Victor Bout, and to be quite honest, if it wasn't for Brittany Griner's status, Paul Whelan wouldn't have been coming home. Paul Whelan been over there for 3 years already.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just, hey, we're doing what we can to get Brittany. So, hey, bro, we might as well. We're gonna throw you in here.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, who is he? I don't.
I believe Paul Whelan. I believe he's military.
He's a Canadian, British, American citizen who used to be in the Marine Corps but got honorable discharge.
Okay.
Well, matter of fact, it might have been dishonorable. Matter of fact, and I think it was for the whatever crimes that he committed in Russia.
Yeah, they sentenced that boy to 16 years.
Yeah, so he's a real criminal.
Yeah, because he was Paul Whelan was so it was confirmed he was a former. Well, he was a Marine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think about the Brittany Griner situation. Like you said, I mean, she did commit a crime. I understand that, it was, wrongful what she did. But come on, bro. Like, she been there way too long for this crime. Like, every crime is not, shouldn't take this long for a resolution. Like, I'm sorry.
I just wish they would have this urgency about injustices that happen to people in America. It's like, why does someone have to be overseas for America to recognize an injustice? So it's like this same thing that's happening to Brittany Griner in Russia has happened to people of color throughout America over the last 40 years. And even with the advances of the new laws and, marijuana becoming legal in certain states, they've still used it. Master P and his group last year just helped a guy get out of prison in New Orleans who was locked up for 30 years for small amounts of marijuana. So it's like they ain't done nothing. Now that is public PR, of course, now they finally want to do the opposite of what AJ said, negotiate with terrorists. And I get it because at this point it's world news. So it's like you can't just continue to neglect a U.S. citizen that really ain't done nothing. You feel me? Especially when you're talking about Paul Whelan and the other people are real criminals. So it's like, I mean, if at this point, if you got to trade a criminal to get a real American citizen home, and the criminal can't hurt you, bring the citizen home. If I was Brittany Griner, I would want them to do whatever it took to bring me home.
Of course,
it's definitely trying to get me back.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying
add that in there.
It's a real unfortunate situation, and that's the thing about it when you go overseas. It's the same thing about when you in America. Like, hey, if you live in DC or you live in Maryland, and you have a gun or something like that.
Completely different laws, bro.
As soon as you cross those lines, you have to abide by those laws, and it's the same. It's the same thing when you go overseas. Like, yeah, you may be from a certain place, but when you come over here, into these places, you have to abide by those laws. And there have been rumblings that this wasn't necessarily something that Brittany Griner actually did, but it was just a way for Russia to get to try and make a play for this. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false, but what I'm saying, just to people in general, when you travel overseas, you need to be aware of the laws, rules, and regulations of where you're at, because this ain't America. And just like America, when you break the law, you may not get caught, but if you do, you gotta go by theirs. And I tell you one thing, it's a lot of places I ain't trying to be in jail, and Russia's one of them.
That's a fact.
Bro, America's one of them. Like, here's the thing: like, I ain't trying to go to jail nowhere. So this is my advice to Brittany Griner, and I hope that she gets back. If you do get back, listen, chill out on bringing stuff in the airplane. Like, I remember, and I'm not gonna mention this, bro, but it's one of my frat brothers. Everybody know I used to, I traveled a lot on the AAU circuit. I used to catch a lot of flights, and so I put one of our frat brothers on to the flights, right? and the games and getting paid, you know, doing AAU stats. So I tell them, I'm like, this is the time when we were both living in Virginia. You know, gun laws are different in Virginia. So all of us were concealed carrying gun people. So we used to have our guns all the time, right? So I said, look, bro, check your bag. You know what I mean? Because you was out of town last weekend. Make sure you don't have anything in it. Bro snapped on me. You feel me? Like, I'm grown, bro. Like, I don't need nobody telling me to double check my bag. My bad, bro. I only said that because I travel all the time. And one time I had something in my bag in the airport and I'm scrambling to try to get rid of it. You feel me? In the airport. So it's like, bro, just check your bag. Needless to say, we go through the metal detectors. His bag goes off, right? And this man looks at me. He says, I think I left my hammer in my bag, right? And when he says this, bro, I look at the X-ray, bro, and that it's in there clear as day.
Shit like this, right there, right on top.
I look at him like, bro, you going to jail, man? And so it's like, by the grace of God, I don't know what this is the smoothest talking. He's a noob, so you know what I mean. He was able to still make the flight. You feel me? They detained him. He was able to still make the flight, still got to our destination, still got his money, and he actually beat the charge. But he learned a valuable lesson. Like, hey, he said, I ain't gonna ever tell nobody, don't worry about me when they tell me check the bag. Somebody tell me check my bag. I'm just gonna double and triple check it because you never know when you go on places, man.
Hey, I ain't gonna front it's a lot easier to forget stuff than people actually think. Because every single time I go on a flight, because usually I drive a lot of places, and I usually keep the same bag. And when I drive, I also go places by myself a lot. So I'm like, when I get on the plane, I'm like double checking, triple checking, like, damn, is my blade in here somewhere? Let me make sure. I ain't got nothing in this bag because. It
got
is
my shank, keep it pop off in this
motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we hit the over. We hit the over. We didn't even make it 15 minutes, but we hit it. But yeah, it's like you really got to make sure because it's so easy to just forget, especially if you do a lot of moving around because sometimes you can go places where certain things are allowed and then you just carelessly, I was traveling, this bag is already ready. Let me go ahead and just add some more stuff to it and we good to go. And then boom. Next thing you know, they got a cavity search on your ass.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, you will hide stuff from yourself. You be on another trip, you be like, let me stash this here. Then you go on another trip, you be like, I ain't got nothing. Then they get the search, you be like, that one trip. And that's exactly how my homeboy and my frat brother forgot. Like he literally forgot. Like, yeah, I did have that with me last week, when I was out of town. So hey, check your bag, Brittany, once we get you back.
Yeah. Don't let this happen again. Hey,
you better not have hash browns, like I'll hash oil, nothing. You better not have nothing on you ever.
She better not even do a damn Russian twist. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see none of that.
None of that.
You need to go straight to the airport. Don't stop for McDonald's or nothing, man.
No, stay your ass out of the airport. She need to be on a boat. Go take cruises. Take some cruises, goddamn it. They got basketball courts on them.
Facts.
Before we move on, let's go ahead. There we go. You got
my fault. Go ahead.
All right, we got it up here. From a military standpoint, this exchange isn't good for future conflicts. America has a lot of people in their custody, and now it's going to always be a let's make a deal situation.
That's what I was talking about. That puts you in a terrible position because
go ahead, AJ.
It puts you in a terrible position, especially with a lot of motherfuckers don't like America.
Yeah,
and it's going to be some stuff that they want, and that's another reason why people were talking about why aren't we seeing this in the media a lot and stuff like that. That was actually a smart play by America to not really have it plastered all over. Oh, let's get Brittany back. Let's get Brittany back, because it's like you wanted them to be like, hey, we're not gonna okay, you got her, but that's not gonna get who you want back. That's not gonna get you your results that you want. So you want to kind of do those back channel negotiations and stuff like that, where it's just like, okay, we doing, we'll do it, this time. But like I said, you don't want to set that precedent.
Yeah.
You do not want to set that precedent.
But what I'm hearing from my military connects is that the people involved are not worth the risk. So they're getting a swap this time if everything goes through. But it's like they're not getting nobody detrimental that we fear or somebody. They're just getting somebody that we just so happen to have detained. You feel me? A low-level Russian person. But it's like if this was like their 007, like, no, we're not letting you go for Brittany Griner. Like, you have to be of equal importance. But it's like, all right, like AJ said, we've been working back channel, doing our thing. And if this is the agreement that works for everybody, let's get it done, because at the end of the day, it's a bad look to have a U.S. citizen being held captive like they committed a serious crime when they've only committed a minor crime. So, it's a bad situation to be in, which is why I don't know why people listen. I get it, and I have to say this. Listen, I understand WNBA players have to get your bag. I have to get my bag too. Russia pays me more than what I would make in America to do my same job there, and I'm not going to Russia. All bags are not good bags. You cannot chase every bag. Like, if I'm going to get a bag out of this country, it's going to be in a country that I know is an ally of the United States. Even when I travel, I'm only going to allied countries. Like, I'm not going to enemy territory because this type of thing can happen.
Yeah, 100%. But I just think truly the only reason, why, it happened is because she, like I said, like I told you offline before, that she wasn't the only WNBA player to go over there. So that was just one of the things that they did, where they just felt like, if I'm making, a couple 100,000 here, and in the offseason I can go make some millions here.
Yeah, it look
it's just like, it's easy. I'm gonna be hooping in the offseason anyway. I might as well go get paid for it and get paid more. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But that's like I said, when you're in these situations, you better make sure you following the rules. That's all. That's all it comes down to, following the rules. And I bet you her ass ain't going back over there again.
But there's other leagues. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's other leagues. Could you get that type of money? Maybe not. But you can't just always take all money ain't good money. You got to learn that. Sometimes you have to turn down the more expensive option because it comes with those other things like that. It comes with you not having access to your constitutional rights. It comes with you being subject to someone else's laws that you don't even know. You feel me? So it's like you don't even know how the court system or anything works there. So it's like you got to be careful when you say, oh, I'm going to go overseas. And if you are going to go overseas to play ball, leave the weed at home. I'm sorry.
Stay off the weed.
Gotta leave it at home. You got to leave it at home, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry.
You better be over there drinking that Russian vodka.
Or try to get it there. Get it there.
No.
Yeah, that's more. You might. You right.
Don't do it at all. Because because over like in Thailand and stuff like that shit used to be like life sentences for.
Yeah, no, it still is, bro.
Yeah, I think they recently passed a law or something like that. But it like weed over in Thailand and places like that, bro. You will go to jail forever. Like, they don't, like, all these other places don't they don't play that shit.
And she told me, she was like, I was just asking about it. She was like, no, like, it's like a serious crime. Like, you can get 5 to 10 for a joint. So it's like, hey.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you better stop playing with these folks, because what, in America, Americans dealing with, we trying to prove white privilege. But what Americans got to stop realizing is you don't have American privilege when you go overseas.
Mm-hmm. That's true, man.
Yeah, but speaking of WNBA and all bags ain't good bags, we got another one right here. Liz Cambridge.
Yeah, man.
The Aussie baddie.
I need you to explain this one because I don't understand why this bag ain't a good bag.
So I'm only speculating and I'm slightly making jokes here, but Liz Cambridge, she just got traded to the Sparks. There's rumors out like that she might have been a terrible teammate, all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. But I checked it out. Liz Cambridge, she's actually become very, very popular on Instagram and social media, and she does have an OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
So she's 31. She's making 120,000, no, 170,000. Sorry, $170,000 this year in the WNBA. And she has like brand deals on Instagram. She's doing a lot of modeling on Instagram, and she has, I think, like over like 14,000 likes on like her OnlyFans page and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that she's getting a lot more money outside of the WNBA. And well, right on time. You owe Chris 10 push-ups expeditiously.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
God damn, bro. I got you with your 10, bro. This is some bullshit.
I felt like we could hear you when you left, though.
Yeah, we can hear you.
On purpose.
But I couldn't hear y'all.
Oh.
Like everything went out. Like I said, I had to charge, but the plug wasn't working. Went to charge my laptop. Then next thing you know, everything just went haywire. You know what I'm saying? But I got your 10. This ain't my fault, Coach. God damn.
You're killing me, Petey. But
what I miss, man?
Yeah, we just got on Liz Cambridge. And,
okay.
I was just saying about like my speculations of like with WNBA. She's been vocal already about the travel within the WNBA and how uncomfortable it is, and them having to do things as far as flying commercial, and these women are 6'5" plus sometimes, and it can be they don't have the best accommodations when they travel, and so my speculation is she may be making 170,000 on this contract with the Sparks. But it's possible that she could be making something close, maybe if not more, outside of basketball. And with her being 31, she's like, what do I need to do this for if, I'm making, money from all these other outlets? Yeah. So, like I said, she's been vocal and stuff like that. So, it would not surprise me that she's making more money outside of the WNBA. She's one of, the more, popular, figures in the WNBA. So, it is very plausible.
And I'm sure her price went up when, like I say, once Drake put her in the song. Like I said, I'm sure her, value went up in other places. Like I said, like her other endeavors are definitely making money. But the funny thing about it is, like, she has a bad track record, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that's what I said. It's been rumblings that she is a terrible teammate.
Yeah, like you've been kicked off your Australia team. Like you said, you've been negative reports with the Sparks. Like you said, y'all getting in disputes, and like you say, they saying your attitude is terrible. Like I said, I'm not here to vouch for your attitude or disown the rumors of that. It's just the fact that when there's smoke is fire. Like I said, at some point you may be the culprit of some of these issues, and you may have to check yourself at the door. Not saying that she's wrong with speaking out or whatever she's mad at, whatever the dispute was about. Not saying she's wrong, but I'm just saying at some point you had to, take some accountability for some of your actions. And
but is this her doing that by stepping away from the game?
See, it's hard to believe because some of the reports are just blatantly just negative. Like,
Yeah. And I don't necessarily know if this is her like taking, accountability for her actions, but it also may be a way for her to like, all right, well, this ain't really working. The places that I've been, I ain't really for all this team shit. Let me go ahead and do these other endeavors. And sometimes what you can do is elevate your platform, by using, a service. And then once you get, to surpass that level, you can sever those ties. And maybe that's what it has come to. Hey, I'm a WNBA player, and now my platform has surpassed that, and I can be seen as more than a WNBA player. Now let's move on.
And I feel like she has the right to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
Which one has the longevity though?
I don't know. Shoot.
With her being 31, it might be what she's doing outside the court, to be quite honest.
Yeah. But it also, from an organizational standpoint, it sucks for the team that traded for her that doesn't get her. Like, what?
Yeah,
just lose out. Like, because the other team, hey, we got what you said. Hey, bro.
But also
numbers on block.
hey, yeah. We're sorry. This number is no longer in service. Hey, boy, them calls used to be crazy. Like, oh, word, that's crazy.
That used to be crazy back in the day. Used to be like, nah, tell me it ain't so.
Because they ain't no telling what the who it's for. It could be for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't know what who you thinking about calling, but you gonna pay this bill first.
You gotta look at whoever you next to. Hey, bro, text me right quick. See if that shit go through. That should be the worst.
Mess around, you ain't got no service for extended period of time. You're like, hold on now. Like,
boy, I never remember a more stressful time in my life when I got laid off from work. So I'm applying to jobs heavy. But I had to take some bills off of auto pay because it's like, hey, we got to make some shit stretch around here. And I'm like, so I'm doing applications and shit like that. Like, bro, Cannon, he say 50 a day. I'm doing about 100 a day. You feel me? 100 a day. I'm applying everywhere, bro. And it's like 11:30, and I'm like, damn, ain't nobody fucking with me. Ain't nobody texting me today. I'm like, oh shit, phones off. Boy, I've never been so mad in my life. So I'm like, hey, bro, what if somebody called me and was trying to give me an interview? Hey, you never know, bro. That phone off shit, that shit come at a real crazy time.
I was so disappointed in myself when I started taking some of my bills off auto pay. Like, God damn it, like get your life together, Hill. Come on now. But
because auto pay will save you, but it also will get you too, man.
Yeah, because auto pay had your ass paying that $36.
You're like, hold on, y'all could have got that $36 next week. You know what
I'm talking about the overdraft fees.
Yeah, that too, and that's that too.
Luckily, a lot of banks them down. I don't know who y'all bank with.
I need a good because I need to go holler at them because I'm tired of these overdraft.
Give me the secret, goddamn it.
It's just recent. So if this ain't old, this is recent. So if you ain't had none recent, but a lot of banks over the last 6 months have done away with those overdraft fees because they know that they can literally just say he don't have the money and don't let it go through.
But
you don't
know what's crazy?
Gotta let this transaction happen. You can stop it. You can say insufficient funds. Like if I go to the store and try to get something that I can't afford, it will say insufficient funds. But because I did auto pay, you're gonna make it go through automatically? No, insufficient funds that.
But that's crazy.
And that's what
go ahead here.
They were purposely making us pay auto pay fees.
Why the hell would you charge me for being broke? You see, I ain't got it.
That's what I never understand about America.
But here's the thing. If you see that I got $3.76 in my account and you let something go through for $5, how you gonna charge me $36 for letting that $5 go through?
You see it? The math ain't math.
But you know what's crazy? Bank of America actually they had a class action suit because they were charging people like frivolous overdraft fees, and that's how they were making billions off these companies really make billions off of that, especially because you gotta think sometimes what happens is you we say some overdraft fees and these pending charges and stuff like that. So when they'll give you an overdraft fee for each transaction that it happens over, it's why are you still letting these things go through? But hey, Apple be taking that money, but I still use my student account. That's one of the reasons I ain't never given up my VSU email account. Hey, Apple think I'm a student.
They basically told America though, you had a fiduciary responsibility to not let these charges happen if you knew that they didn't have the funds. So the fact that you let them go so that you could profit on the back end is a scam, which is why Bank of America is one of the first banks that did away with it. Wachovia also
it's no integrity in it. It's no integrity in their banking practices.
It's none. Wells Fargo also did something where theirs was even worse. They flat out stole. They basically took nickels, like a dime and nickels, just away from everybody because you wouldn't miss it. If I took 10 cents out of your account, you wouldn't miss it. But they were doing this every 30 days, still 10 cents from
$80K and Wachovia.
All of their customers and all of their patrons, and it was adding up to hundreds of millions of dollars that they were in surplus that wasn't their real money when they went to accountants. So it's like that's why they had to pay back a lot of fines and also change their banking policies.
Well, I ain't paying nobody.
Fuck it.
Uh,
Hey, you notice how like are y'all having the issue like and noticing like, hey, keeping your credit score, at a level is like really like they're really changing it and making it really
Every time
hard
you
right
do
now
something,
to
they
make your
switch.
credit score, like to get your credit score to rise. Like they're dropping you a lot more now for just like
Every
real
time
frivolous stuff.
you get it up, they switch it, bro. Because there was a credit revolution these last 5 years
Yeah,
where
it shit is like this shit
people
is a
were teaching
scam.
people how to better your credit. So it's like, all right, now we're gonna change it. That debt to income ratio don't hit like it used to do. So basically, it was like, all right, if I got $10,000 in credit cards, I need to stay under 30%. You feel me? I need to only be using, less than 3,000. You feel me? So it's like, all right, now if you do that, it's like, okay. Then another thing, like, why are you getting penalized for paying off large things? So if I purchase a car, right?
mm-hmm.
Oh, when I got my car note paying it on time, my credit booming. Oh, pay my car off because I totaled my Lex.
Mm-hmm.
Got the check, had to pay it off. I only had 2 payments left on it, but paid it off. Credit score dropped 70 points.
Oh nah.
How can you drop me 70 points for paying off basically an account close? So basically, they want you to have debt.
They want you to keep your debts open.
So to get to 850, you actually have to keep debt that's in good standing debt. Basically, it's different than debt that you can't afford. It's got to be debt that you can't afford. You got to keep that open. But if you tell America, look, I don't want to owe nobody, your credit score is going to be in the 400. I don't want to take no loans. I don't have no credit cards. I want to deal in cash. You would not be able to buy a Kia Sophia, bro.
And that's the crazy thing about when people say cash is king. Is like it'll get you a lot, but there's a lot like large purchases. If you are looking to make, then you should have luck if you only tried to use cash.
Cash is only king if you can buy everything outright.
In
Yeah.
cash.
Right?
If you can't buy everything in cash, it's not king.
Yeah.
If I can't get it in cash or in blood, I ain't getting it.
You feel me? But
oh man.
We need to talk about something that has been really pissing a lot of us off lately.
Yeah.
And that's anonymous sources.
This has been pissing me off for the last 20 years before the social media, back when ESPN would just say, oh, they would just come out with a story like nobody spoke, and they would be like anonymous sources. I'm like, dang, this is my thing. If you are a person that's close to it and you're kicking facts, why wouldn't you want? Most of the time, anonymous sources are lying. That's the whole point of anonymous source. It allows the person to say something. Most of the time, it's them. They're the anonymous source.
Without integrity.
Exactly, bro. If I feel like I'm saying something that's I believe is correct, I could just put anonymous source on there. And if it comes to fruition, I can act like I had a real source. But it's just a scam, man. I've been sick of this, but it's really to the point now.
It's getting out of hand.
Because people saying anything. And people used to say stuff with integrity and then put anonymous source on there. So more than likely it would hit eventually. But
he was like I said, he was one of the first ones that I used to be like, bro, when the last time that his source hit? Like, it was,
no, who's the first
Smith.
for me? Chris Broussard.
Yeah, Chris Broussard definitely was one of the first. But not even that. Scott Van Pelt definitely used to do it when he used to bring the news instead of being like facilitating the news back when he was the guy. He did that.
No, I'm saying Chris Broussard, his sources used to be terrible.
But it's like, bro, like at some point, like we get it, like we say we need some stories, we need, something to talk about. We need content. Integrity. But at some point, bro, but some of these stuff, like, okay, boom, they've been doing for example, they've been doing these ESPN lists, these top 10 lists or whatever. And next thing you know, they're just each list, all of a sudden, it's an anonymous scout with an outlandish statement with each list.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like at some point, and let's say these statements are real. Okay, with these blasphemous ass statements that you're making, why are you still employed?
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm really not asking for nobody to be fired, because I know, get your job, get your money. I
Times
understand,
is hard.
but at least be demoted or something. Your responsibility. So you should be in these high paying or high responsibility positions, saying some of the things that y'all saying. Like, this is it's getting outrageous. It's getting pathetic at this point. Like, come on, bro. Like, listen. Everybody knows how I'm critical about Saquon, but the scout that's saying that he don't even know how to play running back, like what?
But this is my thing. It ain't a scout really saying that. It's a reporter that's just saying that's a scout. So it's like the scouts are taking unnecessary heat. Like, gotta crack down. Here's the thing, right? If you tell me something stupid that I don't even believe here, right? But I pass it to AJ, I'm complicit in passing on that message. So I'm saying, like, AJ is gonna come to me and say, bro, why would you pass me some bad info? You had me out there waiting and nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you didn't know for sure, why would you tell me? See what I'm saying? So because of that, I ain't just passing out anything to you or AJ. I gotta double check my sources. If I tell y'all something, it pretty much is probably gonna happen. You feel what I'm saying? Unless something happened that wasn't supposed to, that was out of my control. You feel me? So for these reporters, if you're, I always say, you went to school for communications, Hill, so you know about journalism. There used to be integrity in the game, right? So it's like almost like how doctors take the Hippocratic oath. Like, journalists used to take an oath, like, and how, like, if I were interviewing somebody and they said not on the record, back then, like, I would not put anything that they said onto the record. Now, if you sit down with a reporter and you say not on the record, everything's going to be on the record just as anonymous source. So it's like, there's no integrity in the game anymore. People are willing to do anything for a like, and that's just got the game messed up. And I feel like they just be throwing scouts or trainers and people like that under the bus. You ain't shit. He know that, like, because I've been talking to him about that for a long time because I got there. You feel me?
Because, like I said, when we was in college, we could not write a paper without having a works cited page. That to cite your sources. Like, I'm confused on how we can keep allowing these people to just keep giving us, anonymous sources, and then we're running with it. We're making stories, making content with it. We're making, we're running with it, making segments with it. We're talking about it. I mean, like I said, I get the industry that we in. I get I get it. But at some point, we as a community, we as people, we cannot keep validating these anonymous sources. If you can't put your name on it, then we don't really respect it. Think about it. Every time that we post, I'm not saying that we on the level of everybody else, but every time
directly at me,
every time that we say something, like, okay, boom. All right. Every time that we say something, it's boom. Your name is on it. Your name is attached to it.
So, put it on wax.
I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm just not understanding. So at the same time, could this coincides with this Kyler Murray situation with the loophole that he has to not the loophole with the clause in this contract that he has to independently study film 4 hours a week.
I feel like that's in everybody's contract, though. I feel like it just got leaked that it was in his.
His is also, he can't have any TV on. He can't do it while he's playing a game. Like, so he's no gaming while he's doing it. No internet, no TV.
Hey, listen, the things that you'll do to get life-changing money, you'll be surprised. And you think that they're gonna not put stipulations in they're offering that type of money? We sadly mistaken. Everybody's contract, if we look at Pat Mahomes' contract, there's stuff like that in there. It just wasn't reported. They just felt like reporting it on Kyler Murray. I'm trying to tell you, bro. We're talking about generational wealth. There's some BS up in Pat Mahomes' contract somewhere. He just got better people that ain't leaking this stuff. So it's like,
well, and also to put this out there though, the reason why they leaked it could be also because they'd be like, this could actually be an issue. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying it could be something that they want. They want him, like they really want him to do. And a lot of people, they don't like that public embarrassment. So it's just like, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and do this. Well, let me go ahead and do this because I have to. But then also, I believe
I keep going back to that guaranteed.
One of the things about it is when you have like an extreme, like when you're like extremely talented. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't know how to do all that stuff because you've never had to do it, because every single level that you've played at, you were just always good enough where you really never had to study film. Like Mike Vick, he said it, boy. He was like, bro, like my first, like from high school to like my first like 4 years in the league, I didn't really watch film. Because it's like he's so extremely talented that, hey, I get out there, I'm gonna make some shit happen. But also it's like, some other people, you kind of got to do it. Hey, Jamarcus Russell, he had one of the strongest arms in the world. And that famous story about him. But there's other quarterbacks in the league that haven't done it. Ben Roethlisberger wasn't like, he didn't do a whole bunch of film. Like
don't disrespect Jamarcus, bro. When you mention his name, the biggest
bust. Pause.
I ain't calling no other man the biggest bust. Sorry, you mama named you Jamarcus. Call you Jamarcus. You ain't getting that out of me, dog.
But here's my thing, right? All right. See, this is the problem, and I agree with what Cannon said, but I'm about to expound on that. This is the problem that I have with the issue that, okay, cool. We living off of the playoff game. Playoff game was horrible. It was horrific. He played terrible. And that's the last in memory in everybody's mind. He played bad. Go ahead.
But yes, he played bad. But if you look at Kyler, like he's always kind of tailed off towards the end of the season as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah,
that's fine. To jump in but that game was so damn bad.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah, that shit was bad.
But think about it. He been vocal about wanting a contract since the whole entire offseason. From the jump, he was like, I want a contract. All the negative reports came from who? The Cardinals. His leadership. His leadership is in question. Oh, he got maturity issues. He got all this issue. He got all these issues, right?
But you want to pay this man.
But you want to pay him. Don't come at me with a stipulation. All of a sudden, I got to add all this stuff to my contract. But you want to pay me this big ass contract. But all of a sudden, you want to add all this other stuff to it. At what point do you believe in me or not? You feel what I'm saying? Because if you had option, because don't get it twisted. If you were so worried about his study habit, you were so worried about his leadership, you were so worried about his maturity.
And I'm not even offering
rid of him.
Money.
Why didn't you get rid of him?
Because I'm not.
He got a year left on his deal. You don't have to pay him.
Exactly.
He didn't have to get paid right now.
Exactly.
So at some point, this is bad on you. I understand it look bad on Kyler Murray, and you know why it looked bad? Because everybody's thinking the same way. Like I said, that playoff game was bad, and they think about how he tailed off at the end of the season, how he really hasn't lived up to the hype. But as you said, he's a young QB, but it's all trickling it down at the same time. Everybody's thinking the same exact way, but at some point, the Cardinals got to look themselves in the mirror here.
That's why I look down on for this. You're letting information get out that shouldn't get out. So it's like now.
Cause why do we know this?
Yeah, exactly. That's bad organizational practice.
That's bad business.
Yeah. And that's what that was the last point that I was going to make when I was talking about Mahomes. I was going to say that the difference is Mahomes is dealing with a classier organization, period. And that's why the final details about his contract are not made public. And Kyler's is. So it's like, if I'm Kyler, I don't even feel bad about this. Y'all can have all the jokes y'all want. Bottom line is, I still got 160 guaranteed. I'm laughing to the bank. And even if I don't watch film, I'm getting 160. What
the hell is 4 hours?
Yeah, I watch 10 hours for 160 mil. You said at 7 days a week.
I'll put that shit inside my helmet and watch it during the game for 160 mil. You fuck you talking about?
Hey, I watch film for free.
That one comment about Reef Door 853, man, don't have me weak.
Super pause?
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
Oh man.
Do we really? Oh, I'm sorry. Do we got to answer this one? Because I believe we all on one accord on this one.
Yeah, I would definitely take Kyler. Yeah,
without a question.
yeah.
You know me and Cannon's response here.
See, hold on. Let me get on this one though. Right here. Y'all raising good points, but Kyler took the social media to begin with. Absolutely, he definitely started it.
Yeah.
But when you look at it from Kyler's point of view, is you have to put pressure on the franchise to get paid. So he used the leverage that he had. He was threatening to go back to play baseball. He was using all the things that he had to use to get paid. Of course, and they came back. They rebutted with, okay, they came at questioning maturity, question his leadership. They did all of that to combat him. They was doing tit for tat in the media. Then everything should have been under the bridge when he signed his contract then.
Right.
So, because like I said, now all of a sudden you leaking out that now you got to put this in his contract. Like I said, this looks bad on you when you actually try to make him look bad. And I get it, it does look bad. But at the end of the day, this look bad on you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with Reef though on tour. I want to see him this year because you know how I feel about him. But what Tyreek Hill was saying just made me think, like, I ain't really watched him like that because I have hated on him a lot. And my biggest knock on him ain't never been his accuracy. I ain't never said that he wasn't accurate. My biggest knock on Tua was that he can't stay healthy. So if Tua can be healthy and he can place the ball better than a lot of people that Tyreek Hill said that's throwing him passes, then maybe he can have a breakout year. I feel like he got a good core around him. He got an opportunity here. So I kind of do want to see him, but at the end of the day, I'm still rolling with Kyler. I think he's naturally more talented. But I do just want to say that I do feel like Tua got an opportunity to prove me and a lot of other people wrong this year.
I've seen in the comments, the comparison wasn't the quarterbacks. It was more so the contracts. Like basically what Cannon was saying is stuff in Kyler and Patrick Mahomes' contract that's probably something that you don't want in your contract as well, something that you would question. Let's use somebody else. Let's say
Jameis
Trent Brown. No.
I'm pretty sure Jameis Winston got clauses, but we don't know about none of them, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's dealing with the Saints, which is a classier organization than the Cardinals, period. The Cardinals are who we thought they were. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, come on now.
I think it's no different from somebody to come in that has a weight clause in their contract. Like, we hear about, like I said,
when you come in fat, hey, bro, we need you to not be fat.
Yeah, we have a clause in your contract, like you say.
There's lots of money on the line. What you think? My job has stipulations in my contract. Like, I don't know where these people are living at. Like, their jobs do. Even if you're an hourly employee at McDonald's, there are stipulations on your pay. And if you violate those McDonald's stipulations, your check gonna be short, bro. Period.
Can we stop this? The QBs from this certain place are never pan out, because like this is one of the most annoying takes that people always say, like, oh, OSU quarterbacks, they don't pan out. Alabama quarterbacks, they don't pan out. 90% of the quarterbacks that come from all of these schools do not pan out. Like,
it's technically panning out. They're both starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, I don't
because there's not a single team in college football that I could say consistently puts out great quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers came from Cal. When the last Cal quarterback that came from an area?
Cal, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like you go down the line and you go from all the colleges where these starting quarterbacks are from. Like Joe Burrow, you can even say Joe Burrow was more of an OSU quarterback than he was an LSU quarterback, or you can call him an LSU quarterback. Either one of those places you go, that ain't no QB powerhouse. Peyton Manning went to Tennessee. They ain't no quarterback powerhouse
at all.
Ben Roethlisberger came from Miami of Ohio. Like, there's no such thing as a QB powerhouse. So, okay, 90% of them win Heismans. Yeah, Oklahoma quarterbacks won. Jason White won a Heisman. That boy ain't played a game because he ain't had no knees. Oklahoma. They got Heisman's back to back. It was, you had Baker, Kyler, all of them boys. Jalen Hurts. Are we gonna say that Oklahoma put out, elite quarterbacks, or are they doing good? Like, are they a QB factory? No, there's no such thing as a QB factory.
Such thing as a QB factory, bro.
At all. Right.
Nowhere is a QB
But
factory.
it's just fun. That's one of those things that sounds good. Like it just sounds good. Like it sounds good to say.
You get people like us talking about it.
It's and that's what I'm saying. It's a lazy take because you can say that about any school in the nation.
Yeah.
You can say it about the greatest football because Alabama is one of the greatest football programs of all time. So it's like if Alabama ain't one, then who is? So shoot.
Texas Tech.
Oh God.
Other than Mahomes, you don't know another quarterback. You feel?
That's why I said it. That's what I said.
I'm just saying. That's to AJ's point. Is like I've always hated that thing about QB factories because I've known there ain't no QB factory. Like Ole Miss might be the one if there is one. You feel me?
No,
they be having a lot of high prospects. And I'm just saying, if there is one, like they consistently have super high prospects at Ole Miss.
No, because like yeah, they can have prospects and all that. But I mean, yeah, you had Eli Manning, Matt Corral.
Matt Corral just said he shouldn't have went there.
Yeah,
he just ruined that take right there. And he said, I had no business going there.
But he did, and that's why he went there because he knew like Shannon that this is the closest thing to a quarterback factory. Because they don't exist, but this is the closest thing to it. Like, but back to my Alabama point. Like, listen, man, Jalen Hurts and Tua, I can't even say his last name.
Tunga Viola.
They are both starting quarterbacks in the NFL. I don't know what more you got to do to have two quarterbacks, starting quarterback that got drafted
back to back, damn near.
Come on now, like what more do you want from this program from quarterbacks?
I mean, Matt, we ain't saying that. Matt Jones.
Only one quarterback.
Matt Jones went to Arkansas.
Won the Super Bowl. So it's like people.
Matt Jones went
to Arkansas.
Matt Jones went to where?
You talking about Matt Jones, the one who was a quarterback and receiver?
No, I'm talking about Matt Jones, the quarterback for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Mac. You right. My bad. My fault. I thought you said Matt.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah.
How about you got me thrown off? Let's get to the NFCs because.
All right. My fault.
I say Arkansas.
You want to know my honest opinion of who I honestly think will win a division? Of course, I'm rooting for my Commanders, but I truly think that the Eagles are going to win the division this year. That's my prediction, and the reason that's my prediction is because on paper, I just feel like they are the most well-rounded team, and it just what they did the last two off seasons is what I try to do in Madden. I don't have a left outside linebacker and then go into free agency and get another one, or go to the draft and get another one. I go to my weaker positions and try to put someone there, not even a superstar, just someone serviceable. And I felt like that's what they've been doing. Like even with the Fletcher Cox, I keep always mentioning that move because them letting him hit waivers and come back and then signing him for cheaper, I feel like was one of the dumbest moves for everybody else in the NFC East. Somebody else should have signed him just so you don't gotta face him, because now they get a supreme run stopper back for cheap. Their pass rush is decent. Their secondary is decent. Their offensive line is decent. Their receiving core on paper now should be decent.
Mm-hmm.
Their quarterback last year gave them decent play. Like I feel like they're the most overall well-rounded team. So that's why I would pick to run with the East this year. Unfortunately,
I feel that. Now I feel the same exact way with basically off the draft that they had. Excellent draft with the capital that they have, the moves that they made, and like I said, the offseason that they made, offseason moves that they made. Like I said, they keep making moves, like they trying to, go for it, and on top of that, they keeping the flexibility just in case to make moves. Otherwise, if it don't pan out, like I said, they don't really have a flaw when you on paper when you break down their positions. Everything should pan out. Like I say, health wise, I definitely believe that they should definitely. I think they definitely win the division. I mean, it's just that simple.
They should.
I
hope they don't.
They seen at the time when they started making moves, they seen that the NFC was kind of wide open. Like I said,
Right.
I understand that the Rams are still the Rams, and the Rams gonna ram. Packers, Packers, I believe they took a step back, but other than that, at the time, like I said, Brady wasn't back yet, so you didn't know what the Bucks was going to do. It's like you seen that the NFC was wide open, so let's make some moves and go for it. And I believe that they did. Like I said, the draft that they had was incredible. Like the free agency they had was incredible. Getting AJ Brown was magnificent. I believe it's going to solidify and settle all the receivers down in their rightful position at this point.
Yep.
And I think it's going to elevate Jalen Hurts. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is going to just, he may not become that elite quarterback that everybody wants, but I believe that he will be serviceable.
Oh,
he don't gotta be elite.
Yeah, I believe he would be serviceable. I believe he would get the job done in the regular season. And the playoff will be, another story. But like I said, we only talk about the regular season right now to get who's going to win the NFC East. I just believe it's them.
I'm gonna go with.
It hurt you to say that, Hill?
No, I've been saying that.
Bro, I'm sorry.
It didn't hurt me because I still believe my team is going to make the playoffs. So
it hurt me because I don't like how much progress they're making in such a short time.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I had them being in last place preseason. Like I ain't not once they started. I was like, But last year preseason, I'm like, I had them in last place. So it's like I feel like they're making crazy progress in a short amount of time, and that's what I be wanting for my organization. So it's like it's to me, I don't like seeing progress from my rivals.
Yeah, I feel you. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick the New York Football. So now it's a clean sweep. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be the Eagles as well. But the reason why I think it's gonna be Eagles, like you said, they're a complete team, but also them being a complete team. With Jalen Hurts' ability to run, he doesn't have to go out and throw for 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. He doesn't have to do that. And I see Eric. I think Eric is talking about the Eagles when he said that they still need a run game.
They do.
When you if he may not be talking about the Eagles, but when I see them, with those running quarterbacks, you have to include that, and it makes the run game a lot easier. And having AJ Brown, who can kind of do things on all levels of the field, it's really going to open up a lot of things with that offense. And their their defense is still going to be pretty solid. So I think it's going to be a tight race between the Eagles and the Cowboys. And I think the Eagles are going to win it. And with the NFC being so weak, I think a wild card spot comes out of the NFC East. And I think that'll go to the Cowboys.
So so let's talk about how we feel about the Giants. So what do we feel about the Giants?
I kind of like the Giants of being like a sneaky team. I think they're in that 7.
Definitely can be sneaky.
They're in that 7-win category because
can be sneaky.
If Daboll is who we think he is, I think he can elevate that offense, and I think it'll be better than what Jason Garrett and those dudes was doing, and Judge Joe Brown was doing over there. You know what I mean? So I think there could be an elevation in that team, in that aspect. And there are some things that there is to like about it. I don't hate the defense.
Why not?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I know it's not the best, but I'm saying I don't hate it. And I think offensively they'll be able to do some things, especially I think they'll try and utilize Daniel Jones' legs. And I think, with him being, kind of coming into that lane, this is his career that's on the line right now.
He got to make his bread this year.
Yeah, he's got to make his bread this year. And I'm not saying it's going to be with the Giants, but if he just shows something serviceable, he can get another contract somewhere. So I think he will kind of do something and show us something. And like I said, I don't think it's going to look terrible. I think it's going to look like there's some improvement after Judge Joe Brown has left.
I mean, they're coming back with a better wide receiver core. So Daniel Jones, to your point, should look a little bit better. But I still don't have that much faith in them. They are a better team returning than they were last year, but I feel like every team in the division got a little bit better than they were last year. So I just feel like
who?
I mean, Washington got better than they were last year. Eagles, you just talked about how they got better. And I feel like y'all got better too. Y'all just had a solid draft. I mean, y'all lost Cooper, but it's like I still feel like overall y'all got everything that y'all need. I don't feel like y'all got worse.
We got purposely worse.
I mean,
We talking about the Giants right now.
I'm gonna watch a duo and see what you said.
We thank you. I appreciate it. But about the Giants, I believe that they're going to be competitively trash. Like, one of those teams that's going to be, you got to beat
games, but can't win them.
Yeah, going to be in the games. It's going to be heartbreaking losses every time. They're going to be in, like I said, going to be in the games. They end up losing by a field goal or losing late or just finding ways to lose because the holes that they have on this team are just not. They're not good enough to overcome these holes.
Right.
I get it. I do believe in Dayball. I do believe in Wink Martindale. I do believe in the position that they have. I mean, the foundation that they had, like the draft that they had, the foundation, the pieces that they got, the improvements that they tried to make. I know they tried to clean up the cap. I know what they're trying to do. I think they're on the way to being a positive, impact on this team. Just this year is not going to be the year. I just can't see it. It's just a rebuilding year, and I hope that Daniel Jones shows something. That's my hope for I hope he shows something so they can keep him.
And he'd be expensive.
I feel like even if he does show something, I feel like they're gonna move on. Like I feel like they'll get another deal, but maybe for another team that's willing to try. But I feel like if he gotta have serious leaps and bounds for them to bring him back.
Hey, that's also fine with me too. Cool. You going to go get another quarterback is a crapshoot.
Start from the beginning.
It's a crapshoot. Like I said, it don't always work, and then sometimes you may have to trade up and give up some capital and all that. Hey, it is what it is. I'm good. I ain't worried about the Giants, but I do understand what they got going on. Let's talk about the Commanders. You said they improve. I do believe that. I do believe that y'all, if I'm going to speak objective about it, I do believe that y'all made some improvements on y'all team. A lot of y'all, issues last year was schematic when it came to the defense before the injuries hit. Offensively, once again, it was more so injuries when it came to other positions. Quarterback, I just don't believe in Wentz at all. I do believe that he is a better quarterback than what y'all had. So y'all may obviously off that alone, y'all should improve. But Wentz is going to be Wentz. Like I said, I know as a wise man told me this. How many times somebody got to lie to you?
So here's the thing
before you become a liar. Like,
and that's why I sent you that text that I sent y'all. So we have the strongest quarterback room that we've had in 20 years. So it's like, Wentz, you have the shortest leash that you've ever had in your career. We have a quarterback that we drafted who we believe in, and Sam Howell. We have a quarterback that we picked up off the street that we made into a commander that we believe in. So if you get to Winston, you're going to be done, bro. So it's like, and here's the thing. I have faith in Tyler Heineke can come in there and run the offense legitimately. You feel me? If he got people that are healthy and are there and doing their jobs, he can run the offense. Sam got talent. I had him ranked number 3 as a quarterback on my draft prospect list. So it's like, I got faith in him. Can he do it this year? No, but I feel like the quarterback room is competent enough to where once you don't have no room to be capping. This ain't like the teams where you've been on where ain't nobody in the wing. There's people in the wing. Taylor Heineke got a chip on his shoulder. He's waiting for you to slip. You see what I'm saying? He felt like I bridged the gap on his team when nobody gave me a chance. You feel me? I gave us the real hope. So he feel like, listen, if you give me a crack, I'm taking what's mine anyway. You only really getting the freebie shot once because of your price tag. So it's like, you got to know that this is your last opportunity. But regardless of that, I just like we ain't made too many moves, but we did, retain players and, make a little bit of addition. So it's like, we didn't get worse. So it's like, all right, if we're going to be healthy this year, we got a better overall receiving core. We got a better quarterback room. And the receiving core was one of our weakest like everybody think it was a defense, but no, it was really the defense was just on the field so much from so many 3 and out. So now if the quarterback room is going to be better and the receiving core is going to be better because we had the running game, then that should help everything in the offense to just flow better. So Wentz, you can disappoint if you want. Be my guest. I've never been sold on Wentz. I've never said I've been, but he do got the physical tools to be a good quarterback. So he could spin it. You know, his decision making is his issue. He holds it too long. He'll try to make a play when there's no play there.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are coachable. So it's like,
Are they?
They are. You just got to have a coach. We've seen people tailor stuff in and get better late in their careers. Rich Gannon was one. Like Rich Gannon was not elite his career until he got with the Raiders at the end. Everybody talks about Elway. Elway didn't win a Super Bowl until he was in 38 years old. So it's like I watched a lot of these people that we're saying Hall of Famers struggle most of their careers, but because there was no internet and social media and a lot of people are just new fans, they forget about all of that. Like, so it's like he's still young quarterback. You feel me? We're writing him off, but he's still a young quarterback.
When it comes to my team, I say when I told you that we purposely got worse, we did. You know, we banking on a lot of young guys to step up and contribute early on and be key contributors. Like that's a gamble, bro. Like, you know,
he didn't win. I said he didn't win. I never said he wasn't nice, but Elway was a losing quarterback. Check the stats, bro. You know what I mean, check the stats. Challenge me. He was a losing quarterback and could not get it done, bro, until he was 37, 38 years old. I was an Elway fan, so I know that. Not bad here.
Oh no, I'm get it off. I ain't mad at you. But like I said, I do believe that I think schedule wise, we should be able to win at least 10, 11 games, possibly 12. Possibly could have the same exact record that we had last year. But like I said, we purposely got worse. Like I said, getting rid of Amari, getting rid of Lyle Collins, losing Randy Gregory. These are all moves that you
think y'all
could
really
retain.
The
now
Gregory move, that's gonna hurt. I was talking to my barber about that. He a Commanders fan, and he was like, "Yo, like Gregory was a problem, bro, especially in the Washington Cowboy games."
Yeah, but like I said, we only got one full season out of Randy, and that season he was still injured. He was missing games. He wasn't unavailable. It's like, we only really got one season out of Randy out of all these years that we had him. So, I mean, the upside was still there because, like I said, he hasn't played a lot of football. I understand that. But, I mean, what's done is done. He's gone. We did replace him with somebody that had that equal production that he had the same last year, that was on the team last year. I mean, I'm not worried about the defense at all. I believe the defense will be better. I know the turnovers are a finicky stat, hard to duplicate that, but I do believe that they will be better overall. They may not have the same turnover ratio that they had last year, but I think that majority of the starters are back. They know the scheme. They know Dan Quinn knows how to utilize his players. I have no worries about the defense at all. A fully healthy Dak definitely going to go, we don't have to worry about. I have nothing to worry about that. I think we're going to be, decent. We're going to be good. We're going to be fairly effective. I just feel that the Eagles are just a better team and they can win the division. But like I said, I do believe that we're going to still make the playoffs. But it is what it is. Like, I'm not excited about my team, and I'm not going to be excited until they show me something in the playoffs. So it is what it is. So I'm going to let you know right now, Kenny. Don't ask me in the middle of the year how I feel. How should I feel about the Cowboys? Should I be happy? Should I get excited? Because I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to get excited until they show me something in the playoffs.
All right.
That goes to you and everybody else. But I'm talking to you directly because you normally do ask me that in the middle of the year. Like,
and so look, and this is Reef said he's been to 3 Super Bowls. This is my point, Reef. If this was today's time and we had a quarterback go to multiple Super Bowls, never win, we would not be praising him. He would be getting torn apart, saying that he's the guy that can't get it done. But it's like during those times, we praise those guys. We praise them just for getting there. So it's like times have changed. So it's like My point was that Wentz is still a young QB. He's young enough that you can't write him off yet. When John Elway changed the fate of his whole career in his late 30s. Rich Gannon changed, and you said you laugh because I compare, but Rich Gannon was considered a bum, bro, just a journeyman quarterback until he got with the Raiders, until he just started throwing mad completions in a row with Tim Brown and Jerry Rice in that. And that's what really rejuvenated his career was playing with elite wide receivers. Honestly, he had never played with those type of guys, so it's like everything got to align in people's careers sometimes for things to come to fruition. Like even talking about Daniel Jones, like Daniel Jones, I'm not gonna sit up here and say he's the worst QB of all time. He got some talent, but he also ain't had the greatest setup. So it's like if Daniel Jones would have went somewhere else to a different team, a different coach with a better core, maybe he has a whole different career. We'll never know. But it's like where you go and where you end up and who you're around and play your career with, all of that matters.
So we're we just talked about Carson Wentz and getting better. So now that he is a Commander, is this the best collection of wide receivers that he's played with in his career?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yes.
But
yes.
I agree.
I was gonna say I don't know if I can say that because we only have one proven wide receiver.
And he's the best wide receiver that he's had.
It might be the single-handed, but is it the best collection of wide receivers that he's had all across the board? So it's like, yeah, he might have the one single best wide receiver, but I don't know if this is his best core. But I get your point though. Terry's definitely his best receiver that he's ever had.
And it's definitely the best quarterback he didn't have. And we just seen the production that he's had in his career. Like I said, I would feel I wouldn't feel excited because it still Wentz, but I do understand if I'm a Washington fan, if I was going to be optimistic about my team, I would understand.
He's carved us up before. Like I've been on the other side of being carved up and done in by Carson Wentz. So it's like I get like it's funny because he's with the Commanders, but it's like everybody like he's carved up several teams up in this league and several defenses. Like he ain't a bum. Like you're gonna be on the field soon, and people gonna be saying like, oh, they're gonna be acting like they knew. So it's like I'm not saying he's gonna have a great season, but if he starts to ball out, people gonna be saying like, I said he was gonna do good in Washington. It's like, no, you didn't, bro. No, you didn't.
And I'm sorry, Reef. Alshon was not legit those years that he was with Carson. To be quite honest, he was yeah. I think the year they went to Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, he had like a 40% catch percentage. He was a good possession receiver, and he made timely plays, but he wasn't legit. Let's go ahead. Like he wasn't like the moment Alshon left the Bears, he was no longer the Alshon that you're probably remembering. So I'm not sleeping.
He did just too many of them go up and get it balls, man. Took it out of his career. Pause. But just when your quarterback just throws it up like that, it just sets you up as a wide receiver. I feel like that's what happened to Calvin Johnson a lot, man.
Because that boy was getting set up.
Set up, man.
Yeah. But I felt that we did a good job. I know we 2 out of the 4 teams we represent, and I feel that we were being objective. We wasn't homers. We wasn't feel real good about that because I truly believe I've been saying it all off season. Every move that the Eagles been making, I've been saying that they're going to win a division. Like I said, I'm not trying to cap. I'm not trying to
cap either.
I'm not trying to Jedi mind trick. Not trying to downplay my team. I'm just saying it. Like I said, I've been saying it.
I would come out here and say the Eagles if I didn't.
As much as they annoy us in this damn group, bro, I ain't trying to,
I would rather come out here and say Commanders, but it's like I gotta be realistic.
It's okay. I know I know it's hard to believe, my brother. But it is what it is.
I dig deep for that, Reef. I got now like people don't remember those days. They forget those quarterbacks. I mean, I was a diehard football fan back then.
Alshon was legit. Okay.
It made sense though. I mean, your comparison made sense on the optimistic viewpoint. But like I said, my thing is Wentz is if Wentz couldn't if Wentz couldn't deliver in Indy with his former OC with the running game that they had with with the single window throws.
He was at one point though, and that's the thing.
And then what did he do? He went
full Wentz.
Yeah, but
that's the problem. That's the problem.
Go full Wentz by himself. Like
yes.
Go full Wentz by himself. Because I was watching some of them games. It wasn't just Wentz. Like he was bad, but he was bad in concert. Y'all know quarterbacks be scapegoats.
I ain't come. We already we can talk. We can talk.
Let's before we get out of here, let's talk about these alternate helmets.
All right. Y'all got one?
Yeah, finally, it's one of the ones that I've been asking for years, to be quite honest.
Yeah, that's only sweet too.
But
I like the white tiger anyway.
Yeah, it's been people that's been hating, say, "Oh, so the Cincinnati Zebras now." I'm like, come on, guys! Like,
it's called a Siberian tiger. It's one of the best tigers in the world. So it is.
Talk to her.
I know people want to hate, but come on now, it's okay.
Those aren't zebra stripes. Those are tiger stripes. There's a difference.
And zebras are actually black with white stripes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's why I said those aren't zebra stripes. Those are tiger stripes.
Yeah. So
I don't have an issue with none of the alternate helmets.
I do.
Who you got an issue with?
I don't like the Bears.
The Bears looks like it's supposed to be a Cincinnati Bengals throwback. Like, I wish that they would have done.
It looks like Cincinnati Bearcats to me. I wasn't going to say Bengals, but it looks like it looked like the Cincinnati Reds C or something like that. I just don't look.
That's why I specifically said helmets, because I hate the jerseys. I hate the all orange jerseys with it.
Yeah,
if they would wear a blue jersey with it, I would like it.
I hate it all in concert.
They wearing orange with that?
Yeah,
it's a lot of orange. But
a whole lot of orange.
I don't really have an issue. Like I said, I don't have an issue with. Like I said, I like it. I shoot. Washington joint looks sweet right here. This black one looks sweet.
Yeah, but it ain't really an alternate helmet. That's my thing. It's like, bro, this is a helmet that we've never. It's not an alternate. What is it an alternate for? Like, bro, that could be our main uniform for all I care. Like, we ain't never seen a uniform on the field. So like, bro, like, we ain't got no alternates. Like,
that's just the uniform.
Don't argue semantics, but take you in.
I seen an article last week that was like, talking about what we're gonna wear for throwback week. I'm like, bro, these ain't throwbacks. Like, these are new jerseys, bro. Like, don't you just be honest with yourself. Say, like, we don't have a throwback this year. Like, next year we'll have a throwback. It'll be the jerseys from this year. Like, come on, bro. Like, but I feel like they should have went with the black helmet anyway. I pray and I hope to God that our regular uniform isn't burgundy on burgundy, but it looks like that's what they're gonna be doing, bro. Like, I don't. What is that? Burgundy jerseys and a burgundy pants? Like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
I actually like the solid uniforms though, but that's just me personally. Like, that's what
burgundy.
Right. Like, I get you. Because like
solid white with burgundy accents, I'm sold, bro. Like, bro, you got on too much burgundy, bro.
Yeah, ain't never burgundy.
But the burgundy could be y'all alternate, like, because like I know
it's looking like it's the home uniform, bro. That's all I'm saying. It's been disappointing to me. I have not been happy with that.
I understand, because like I really was hoping that our alternate uniform would be like we would get alternates and like have orange pants, so we can do our alternate orange jersey with orange pants, and then it would look the best to me. That would look the best with our orange and black helmets.
It would,
but it didn't happen, unfortunately. Because I'd take it more than all white, to be quite honest.
I just want the stars on the shoulders, man. Just want can we modernize, the 90s jersey? Can we just modernize that in some way?
I can't just pick that for the throwback. It's an actual throwback at this point. Like, y'all should be able to wear it.
For some reason, they love the 1960s edition. Like, they love that one. Like,
old, bro. Like, they gotta let it go, man.
I mean, it's cool. Like, when you put it all together with the white pants, it's not a bad jersey. I'm not upset with that one, like I said, but I'm just saying, at some point, I think we at least modernize our jersey now bring back the stars on the shoulders. Like it cut at some point, bro. Like, God damn. I mean, we ain't winning. Like, can we at least look good? God damn. I'm sick of these.
It's okay, man. I understand.
You catch us on all major platforms.
All right, let's get on up out of here, man. Let them know, Hill.
Y'all know y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms. 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. We also on TikTok and Twitch, 3Man Weave _. Y'all know we on YouTube, 3Man Weave. Please like, share, subscribe. Please, let everybody know. Spread the word.
Hit the thumbs up.
Shouts out to the Force.
Shout out to the Force.
Y'all can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm gonna let y'all know right now I ain't be here next week. My birthday next week. I ain't coming. So
I feel you. Yeah.
Because I'm saying that for Chris. I'm gonna give you a push up, but don't expect me next week. I ain't gonna be late. I ain't coming. Shouts out to the Force.
All right, we out.